Hey, you're listening to the Deadman's Tome podcast, a show that's broadcast live deep in the heart of Meth County, Texas. I'm your host, Mr. Deadman. With me tonight is Theresa Jacobs. How's it going?
All right, yourself?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain, you know. I'm pretty good health other than drinking a margarita, smoking a cigar, you know. Trying to make sure my lungs are good and healthy for the cough if I get it, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the alcohol will kill it, so you're good.
I hope so. That's my plan. I got an announcement here. Deadman's Tome Wolf Winter is out. If you like werewolf-style horror stories, definitely check that out. And it's only 99 cents. At least the ebook version is only 99 cents because I understand money's tight right now. And a lot of people are out of jobs or whatever, out of work. So 99 cents. It's the most I could do. It's the least I could do, really. Can't make it for free, unfortunately. But yeah, so definitely check that out. Other than that is, hey, if you want to help support the show, you see on this link, on the screen right there, Streamlabs, Mr. Deadman DT. You can donate if you want to. You don't have to. And if you do, I'll gladly chug some beer, take a shot of Maker's Mark, and I'm sipping on a big thing of margarita right here. So we're going to have a very loose, relaxed show. Okay. Theresa, anything you want to plug real fast before we get started?
I actually do have a 15-minute film that's out right now on Softy TV. You can find links through all my stuff. And it's a horror film that was on the indie circuit for a while.
A 15-minute film. I got to check this out.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
where do I find it again?
It's sofytv.com.
Okay.
And the film is called Death Game.
Okay. Now, we also do a bonus show for patrons. Now, I understand you don't have the time for that. That's okay. But would it be okay if I were to watch that 15-minute show on the bonus show for the patrons and,
Sure.
and offer commentary? Okay. I might do that. Or I might do the Taylor Swift versus Kim Kardashian, who would survive the longest in a post-apocalyptic situation. I had a poll about that on the Deadman's Tome Facebook page, and it was quite interesting. So
I think that'd probably be more popular.
I think so too. I'm going to go with that. All right. So let's get started here. Miss Jacobs, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm a normal average person like everybody else. And when I hit my midlife crisis at 42, I decided to start writing. And I now have 9 books in 4.5 short years.
Well,
And that's what I do.
that's not a bad thing. I mean, midlife crisis, some people like buy houses or buy cars or cheat on their other.
Well, I'm
you know?
still. Yeah. No, I always wanted to write. A lot of people do. Like they say, you want to write your entire life. And usually it's fear that holds us back. I don't know if you've ever felt that, but, you're afraid of criticism, people telling you you're stupid or what you write is garbage.
Yeah.
And you just got to do it. And fuck them.
I get that fear quite a bit. No, but I do. I totally know what you mean. It is scary when you put your work out there. People are going to judge it. And they're going to criticize. But that's both a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, some people can be very critical and hurt you.
Yeah.
Some people can be constructive, and in the process of doing so, it might sting. Sure, fine. But that sting, isn't that pride? Isn't it like stinging your pride right there?
Yeah, I actually had someone, an editor, who I sent a short story to, and she tore it like every single word, like it was torn to shreds. And after I cried, I went back and I had a conversation with her, and I learned so much from that. Like a lot of criticism is learning experience. You just learn and grow and improve and make your stuff better.
Right.
But yeah, putting it out there, like when you hit publish, it's just like, the heavens have opened up. It's like, It's amazing. It feels so good.
And in your process, because you started writing, you said 5 years, right? 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years, 9 books. Okay. And in your process of doing that, have you gone strictly indie publishing, traditional publishing, or have you also self-published as well?
Currently, I'm self-publishing. I do
Okay.
have a few things sent out to agents that I'm waiting because the process for that is long. That's
It
the real
is.
reason I don't. It takes like a year just to hear
Mm-hmm.
a yes or no,
True.
and then it's another 2, 3 years before it hits the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really why I don't go that route. But I do have a couple of things out there with feelers because I do write so quickly that I can do other stuff while I'm waiting.
Well, that's definitely a strength right there. I mean, how long does it take you to, or how quickly does it take you to finish a book?
It really depends on the book. I'm usually actually writing 2 or 3 at the same time as well.
Two or
Right
three
now,
at the same time.
yeah.
All
Plus, I
right.
work 40 hours a week, so right now I'm writing halfway through a young adult novel.
Mm.
I'm writing a screenplay for a movie, and I'm constantly writing short stories and sending them out either to contests or anthologies. I do have like a few hundred stories out there in different anthologies and stuff too.
I noticed that. I noticed that. You are very busy, constantly writing, constantly putting stuff out there. And
Yeah.
there's no problem with the self-publishing route. I've said this before on this channel and on the show that really the people who naysay self-publishing altogether and say never do it, it's like things are kind of changing. Things have changed. I say do it, but also, you know, keep in mind at least indie route and if you can traditional route as well. Just to have it out there, right?
There's absolutely pursue every avenue you have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've written. I had no interest in screenplays or writing for TV, and I have written. Well, I wrote the 15-minute film because a friend asked me to,
Mm-hmm.
and she produced it and directed it, and she did all the work to get it out there. And
Okay.
then I also answered a couple of calls to write for TV series that might be on Amazon. Um, so it just you do one thing, just trying it. There could be a no, but it could open up a whole new world for you.
Right.
It never
That's
hurts
right.
to try.
That's right. And it really, if you do the self-publishing route, the most of your work is going to be, from my experience in marketing and getting it out there, getting it promoted. If no one
Yes.
knows it's published, no one knows it's going to be there at all. It doesn't even
Yes.
exist until people find it. Okay. Now,
Marketing is like half the work.
right, right. It's a huge
Yeah,
portion. And
it is.
even I've been doing this for a while and it's still hard. I have certain books that are just, they're like non-existent. Like no one knows they exist unless I tweet
Yeah,
about them or put it out an ad or something. It's
I know. Yeah, you constantly have to plug and go
Mhm.
back and plug old stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
it's, a lot of people compare self-publishing to that of like weeds in a garden, but it's not even. These are like weeds that no one even knows exists. They don't even know the weeds are there. Uh-huh.
That's right.
All right. So you write it in various genres. Let's go with horror, being that this podcast is really framed in horror. You got a
Yeah.
certain book you want to talk about? I understand it's a zombie book, right?
Yeah, the newest one that I published is The Zombie Effect.
The zombie effect.
And there's no zombies. No zombies get harmed in this
That's
book.
good. That's good. Finally, zombie rights, right? Is it pro zombies?
And that was kind of my thing is that I'm actually sick to death of zombies. Like,
Okay.
it's like, can you stop now? Can you make something else? Like, why is this zombie craze still going? I mean, I love Z Nation is absolutely my hands down favorite to watch, but
Hmm.
I wanted something different to give to people than just another zombie book.
So,
So,
so you choose Z Nation over Walking Dead?
oh, absolutely. But I like dumb comedy.
Yeah.
Like the dumber the better.
Oh, I love
That's
dumb
my
comedy
all-time
too.
favorite.
No, wait. Is Z
Just
Nation
and I love
still? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
and I love gore.
Mm-hmm. Same here. Oh, yeah.
Horror gore.
When I'm looking for a horror film, I'm looking for three things. One of those things you might not like, but I'm looking for gore, bodies, and hey, as a man, if I can get some nudity out there, that'd be fine. Hey, you know what? The ladies can get nudity too. That's fine too. I'll go for both. But
Yeah.
blood, bodies, gore, that stuff. If I can get that at least, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Did you watch Z Nation?
I did watch a few episodes of it. I thought it was funny. It was over the top. It was great. I did kind of stick with
Yeah,
The
that's
Walking Dead because the Rick Grimes, his storyline was interesting, but then
yeah.
they did some, they pretty much got rid of him, and it's like, all right, well, the show's,
Yeah, it went on forever. But
yeah.
with Z Nation, you have to stick with it because the character development does come. They do grow, and I mean, it's just hilarious. Like they do everything. They do zombie baby. They do zombie bear.
Zombie Bear?
They have, yeah.
That's cool.
I'm telling you, you got to stick with it. I actually wrote for 1428.elm.com as well for a while, and my thing was every week I would do a little update on Z Nation.
A zombie bear. I love that. I'd love to see that. See,
Yeah.
Rick Grimes could not kill a zombie bear. There's no way. There's no way.
No, it was
right.
just too much drama with Z Nation or Walking Dead for me.
Oh yeah. Of course, that was most of the show is drama.
Yeah, I'm not big on drama. I like comedy and
baby mama drama too. At that, you have that one chick who banged two guys, and they were both. It was like.
I know.
It was like,
yeah, a lot of it
now.
you're just rolling. Going, okay, yeah, just go kill some zombies now.
What is it? A soap opera now with zombies?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what it was. Yeah, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's a study in psychology. Sorry, I can't talk tonight. Sociology, really, of how people react and live and all of that, which makes sense. So with my book, I take children, like 3 boys, teenagers, who are watching all this stuff. That's their thing, is to get on their YouTube and watch. I think I mentioned The Walking Dead is one of the big ones that they're actually watching. And they actually come to the realization that they're smart enough to know zombies are never going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So, because one of them's kind of like a jerk.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, hey, why don't we be the zombies? Why don't we just get masks and go out and scare people?
Hey, that's
and
not a
of
bad
course
idea.
And that's how they think initially, right? Like, it's a small town. We're kind of bored. We have nothing to do. Let's go terrorize the girls in the park.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets a little further than they anticipated. And it kind of awakens something in a couple of the boys that they really like it a little too much. And eventually it just escalates to where they're hurting people and then killing people. And one of the boys.
So the zombie prank, the zombie challenge went too far. Is that what's going on in this book?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it went too far, and it psychologically changed one of the boys for sure.
Okay, it's like the Tide Pod challenge. It just went too far. Went way too far, guys.
Yeah, when you're dead, it's too late.
Right. At least your insides are very clean. Wow, his intestines are remarkably clean. That's a Tide going to work there, but they're dead.
Yeah.
So, all right. So they want to become zombies. Now, I thought it was going to go another route because being a small town, being in Texas, I have a lot of people popping up looking like zombies. I can just imagine some redneck with a gun believing that they're zombies and maybe going a little too far, in their reaction.
Yeah.
Does that happen?
It's the boy who take it too far. No.
Okay.
No, people are clueless. They don't know who's doing it, and
Okay.
so.
Now, this is the hard part for you as the author. Now, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to get into the story, right? It's kind of like a striptease. Kind of like. You don't want to reveal it all, but we got to reveal enough to keep people really enticed. So, what exactly what awakens in the boys? Is this like cannibalism? They start like, hey, let's eat some flesh. Is that?
No, actually,
Okay.
initially, with one of the boys, it's a sexual awakening because they're, I'm going to say 12.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I actually put it in the book, but I'm not sure. And when they're scaring the girls, one of them, they ended up falling down kind of together. And I actually I had put trigger warning because, people are so against this stuff now. But this is how things happen. This is real life.
Right. All
The
right.
boy falls on top of the girl and he's kind of, grinding into her and he gets an erection. And then he's like, oh, I'm really liking this.
Okay.
And one of the other, and they have some problems at home too. 2 of the boys, they have very different lives,
Mm-hmm.
and they have different problems with their parents and what's happening in the house, and that really reflects as well in
Mm.
what happens with the kids.
Like psychological abuse, physical abuse, stuff like that.
One is a little bit psychological, the other one's physical.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's one boy who has, kind of, he just has his mom and his sister, but he's raised well and loved. And he's the one, of course, who wants nothing to do with what's happening
Okay.
and wants to put an end. But he also doesn't want to lose his friends because they've been friends since kindergarten.
You know what?
So he's kind of trapped.
And that's it's interesting, that dynamic there, because that's kind of how it plays out sometimes. At least, like in the group, there's always that one person who wants to take it too far, like in the group.
Yeah.
And there's that one who's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, this is too much. Like the voice of reason, but maybe the voice is just not strong, and they get roped up into it, and they end up doing things they regret or don't want to do, or maybe they eventually get the encouragement or whatever, find their spine and actually say something. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And that's really a lot of, when I was writing it, I really was trying to reflect on people, individuals, and their lives and their backgrounds, and how this kind of stuff happens and takes place and transforms people.
I see. So it sounds like one of these kids here has the makings to be a serial killer, a rapey serial killer type of person, maybe. Is that his path?
Yes.
Hmm.
And I did leave it so, well, I didn't leave it so there, I kind of leave all my books so there can be a sequel. I mean, they're closed, but they're not really closed. There's like a little bit of light coming through where I think it can continue.
Yeah.
And so I kind of have that perhaps when they're adults, another book will come out.
Okay. And the thing about trigger warnings too, I think about that too, the warning. It's good that he put that in there, I suppose, for those that are worried about that. I'm glad you're willing to go there. I'm glad you're willing to go there to write about that subject matter, because it is important, right? And I always felt that horror is a genre that is, one of its strengths is that it will put the readers, it'll make the readers face something that they're going to be uncomfortable about. It's going to challenge them. It's going to trigger them. It's going to trigger you. It's horror. It's not mainstream Twilight, stupid paranormal romance. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But I mean, that's not really triggering, That's just
no, exactly.
Yeah.
And I hate that we have to put trigger warnings on stuff, because is there like a trigger warning on the girl with the dragon tattoo? I don't think so.
No, there's not even a trigger warning on Interview with the Vampire, and Louis kills a kid, turns a kid, a little kid into a girl. I don't think there was a trigger warning on American Psycho, and Patrick Bateman kills a 5-year-old. Yeah,
it's really just the last year that all of this trigger warning. I even hate the word now. It's like your trigger is giving me trigger.
Yeah, right. People claim they have PTSD.
Yeah.
It's like, from what war? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
I know, right?
You sound like you're from you went through Nam or something, but you haven't. You went through. I understand you went through American schools. I understand you're bullied. I'm a product of the '90s. I was called every mean thing you could think of. Gay, fag, all that stuff. I was called all that. I'm not even gay. It doesn't even matter. Everyone was called all sorts of vulgar slurs, everything mean, things I can't even say on this show. And
everyone in their entire lives had, like, it's history. We all went through it. So what the hell is their problem now?
I don't know. But trigger warning. You might not like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, being that we have trigger warning set, what is the most gruesome part of this book? And you can say it's kind of hinting. All right, you don't have to spill the beans necessarily, but let's talk about that.
They set someone on fire.
They set what? They set someone on fire?
They do, yes. I don't really think I get into too much detail, but yeah, they do set. Yeah, they do set someone on fire.
But they're supposed to be zombies. Since when do zombies use blowtorches?
Well, that's what I said. They kind of, they kind of turn, right? Like they have the zombie masks on.
Right.
They're just being assholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
that's
wait,
what happened.
what I want to ask you is, in this book, does the voice of reason, is he like, guys, we're no longer playing zombies, we're just kind of being a bunch of assholes right now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. It's like, guys, I thought zombies were supposed to be like brains, and now we're like running around with
Yeah.
flamethrowers and
Totally.
shit.
There's like a couple of scenes where he's doing that. He's like walking around with his arms out, and they're going, "Don't do that. You're stupid." He's like, "Well, that's what zombies are," and they're like, "That's not the point of what we're doing."
Wow.
Yeah.
This little psychopath. The leader's a little
Yeah.
psychopath. Oh man. Does he get a following? Does he get other kids roped into this? Do they get like a zombie horde going on?
No, they actually don't. They do try to keep it very. They're kind of like the three outcasts. Like they are the kids, that got picked on or called gay or whatever.
Yeah.
So three of them are like bonded together as outcasts together,
Yeah.
which is why it's so hard for the one boy to have to leave his group because they're all he has is his two friends.
So they're like Columbine kids, but
Yeah.
not in high school. They're
Yeah.
how old are they?
I believe I put them at 12 or 13.
Oh, so,
So, well, it depends where you grow up because where I came from, high school starts at age 12.
oh, okay. I thought mine started at 14, at 13. I think around that time I'd be in middle school or junior high at least.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, all right. Definitely an appropriate time because bullying and all that really starts ramping up around that time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so they don't get a zombie posse or zombie horde.
No.
All right, now, do their parents ever realize what's going on? That their kids are being like little psychopaths?
No. It actually happens fairly quickly in the book. It's not as, I don't know if you looked, it's not like a huge book. It's more like a novella. So everything kind of escalates and happens within the space of 3 or 4 days. So there's
wow.
not a lot of time for, yeah.
By the way, I'm looking on the Amazon page here. So in case people are interested, you can get it now for 99 cents, it looks like, and also for $6.99 paperback. 111 pages. And it's rated, 4 stars? 4.7 stars? That's not bad. Not bad. What's been the feedback like with this book?
Well, people like how different and dark it is, and that it's not about your traditional zombies, because it's not. There's no zombies in the book. So I didn't even know if I should class it as horror for that reason, but because of the content of the book, it makes sense.
Yeah, the content of the book, it definitely makes sense, and it fits in right there. The zombie effect, I think that title works well. One, I think it's an appropriate title. I mean, if you use a more artsy title, it probably, I don't know if it would sell as well. I don't know if it would really click with people. But zombie effect could mean different things. Like a psychopathic kid in a way is turning into a zombie. He's mindless, but he's just going on his impulses to hurt, to kill, or to hurt. I guess to kill. He set someone on fire, huh? Did that person die? Is that shit. Oh shit. Oh, wait, how old?
If you get set on,
how old was the person?
Live, right?
Was it another kid?
No, it was an adult. Age indeterminate because they were a homeless person. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess they're trying to take care of the homeless problem. I have no idea. That's.
They're just trying to keep it warm.
Yeah, I guess so. All he wanted was liquor money, man. You just burned him, kid. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny because I'm actually sleeping at the back of a liquor store.
No, he probably had enough alcohol in his blood to set him aflame without any lighter fluid or anything. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you. what is some of the worst stuff that happens in their childhood in the home life? Like what are we talking about here?
Well, you don't see a whole lot of that because, like I said, the book is not that big.
Yeah.
But with the one boy, it's very obvious very quickly that his father is physically abusive. And he actually, you see him, he does get punched in the face by his father. But then there's also the psychological side of it where his dad tells the older brother to order a pizza with extra anchovies, knowing that this boy hadn't eaten all day. And he absolutely, like, anchovies are the worst thing you could put in front of him. So that really kind of plays into it too, right? Like you can see that angst and like, oh my God, now I can't eat at all. I'm not going to have dinner because I'm not going to eat what my father's bringing home for me.
Gotcha. Okay. And he's probably favoring one boy over the other? Maybe like the older brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
The older brother is the football star and, can do no wrong.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's resonating. Understanding what. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Now, were there any challenges or hurdles when writing this book? Like any sort of scene or subject matter that was like too much or too challenging? Sorry, to get through.
That's okay.
I'm okay. I don't have COVID-19. I'm good. It was just a cigar, I think.
We're on the phone. I'm fine. I actually, when I first went into writing this book, my intention was to make it very, like, extremely dark with torture and stuff. And I honestly couldn't write torture scenes, like where they're just, flat out like tying someone up and pulling out their fingernails or stuff like that. I just couldn't do it. So that was really the biggest challenge for me, was how to still write a book that I wanted to write without having to go that deep into the torture scenes.
So the torture
which is probably why.
The torture scenes were the hardest areas in the book for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about like with horror movies? Like, do you like things like Saw, or is that not your thing?
It's funny because I did like a few of the Saws, like the first 3, I think, and then after that, it just got, it just seemed like pointless.
That's the that's the correct answer. I mean,
yeah.
As far as the Saw franchise, it's like the first 3 is your safe area. Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't bother me, but I'm not into the ones like The Hills Have Eyes and stuff like that, where they are mainly about people being tortured. I don't like that because I know that it happens all the time in real life where people are tortured, right? And so it really bothers me.
Yeah, more often than you think.
Hey, kill a zombie and brains splattering everywhere, running with a truck. Like, I think it's hilarious.
What about Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Could you do that? Were they?
I watched those when they were first out when I was younger. But now I just don't even bother.
Yeah. Okay. But I like this book. I like the concept of it. I read a sample of it on the Amazon page. It read well.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like the dialogue. The dialogue seemed very realistic for kids. They're very vulgar to each other, like kids would be, like middle school kids calling each other butthead, asshole, other slurs and stuff that were appropriate for the dialogue. So it's very fitting. I like that.
Thank you. That was hard. It was a challenge. I hoped that I was staying, because I can't use any slang the kids use nowadays because I'm not that young. So without going around in the middle school and saying, hey, listening to their conversations, that'd be like creepy. So I just kind of had to go with what I know.
It's funny about that. We can't use the slang that the kids use nowadays. Our kids used to use. They still use because of social media pressure. I mean, I said one so far on the stream, just in passing. I don't know if anyone caught that, but it's like, if you were to say that on Twitter, be like, oh, you're this, that, and the other. It's like, have you forgot what middle school is like? Because that's not done with. People still use those slurs all the time without without it really meaning what it's supposed to mean. It's just those kids are just assholes to each other. Just, I think really is, I don't know, it's a combination of factors, but they're just.
Yeah, I know it's common, and you hear it. Like if you see two kids sitting playing a video game, they're cursing the entire time.
I can tell you all about that. Yeah, I used to play Xbox Live, Halo all the time, and just about everyone. Yep. It was very, very common to use the word gay in all sorts of ways. It didn't even have to do with homosexuality anymore. It was. It became an adjective for all sorts of stuff.
That's what it always was. Yeah, I mean, we use gay for everything. Like, it had nothing to do with sexuality. So I just try to keep it generic to that kind of lingo and.
Which, by the way, very fitting still, because guess what? That mentality, that language, it's still there. If you really want to know, I don't think you have an Xbox. I don't think you play Xbox Live. I don't know, maybe if you do. Go on Xbox Live, and you're going to hear a 13-year-old tell you that, all sorts of stuff. You're like, what? Get that word out of your mouth, son. I'm going to tell your parents. Here's your mom, though, you're using that word.
I do have games. I just can't. I don't have time to play them anymore.
Okay. So you write other things as well. We could talk about that. You write speculative fiction.
Yeah.
Okay, what is speculative fiction?
Well, it's kind of your crossover. Like I have one that's kind of science fiction because it has aliens, but at the same time it's horror. Mm-hmm. So, that's kind of like the Alien, the movie of all, the biggest. Is that horror? Is it science fiction? Is it both? What do you call it? Right?
Yeah.
So I do that. I mix my genres. So it's easier just to say speculative fiction than to try and fit it in a niche.
Gotcha.
I have science fiction that has mystery, intrigue, war, and I can't think anymore. But anyway, it's a whole mix of stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's easier to say that.
And that's a good point you brought up. Like, what is Alien? Is it horror, sci-fi? I would make a debate that it's definitely horror. Someone else could say it's sci-fi. So speculative, because it could be one or the other depending on how you.
Yeah, exactly.
How you look at it. Okay, all right. Now, what are if someone's new to your work, where should they start?
I always say it depends on what you read more often. Mm-hmm. What you like to read. If you're into ghosts, I have the one that's titled Wife and Death, which again is a play on words. I like to do my play on words. That one there, the wife is dissatisfied and she shoots her husband and then kills herself. So it's a murder-suicide to start.
Okay. Good start.
And from there, their spirits are now trapped in an endless loop of her killing him and then her killing herself.
Oh.
Right. Of course, a family moves into the house and now they're haunted by these people who are in their house. So it's kind of, again, a little bit of everything. And then there's a little bit of possession in there. That's
interesting. See, first I thought you were going to say that they were forever trapped in their marriage because they're still married. You can't get out at this point, and you can't kill each other now.
Yeah.
No,
that's right. Yeah.
And then they're haunted by the people living in the house, kind of like what was that movie called? The Others.
Yeah, The Others.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
The people. Well, they're kind of that was a good movie. They're kind of trapped in this cycle of her. Every time the ghost kind of wakes up, she's back in her chair with the gun in her hand. She's like, "Oh shit, how do I get out of this cycle?" Uh-huh. And then when the people move into the house, it breaks the cycle. But the husband, he was so dark and had so much anger. He then starts kind of being violent, and he's actually able to hurt the wife, even though she's dead.
Okay, wait. Let me back up and get some information. So. Before the wife killed her husband, the husband was kind of violent towards her, was maybe beating her, slapping her around. Like what was happening?
No, he actually wasn't. No, he was just he wasn't. He was just, I guess, a narcissist. And it was all psychological.
Oh.
And none of that is talked other than the way she feels. But then because she kills him, he becomes violent. But when someone just killed you. Right? So
Yeah, that would set me
it's
off.
fun. It's
I'd be
great.
violent after that. I was like, all we had to do was talk
Yeah.
about our feelings. Maybe schedule I don't know, an appointment with a
That's right.
therapist or something. But you shot me with a shotgun. Okay,
Yeah.
way to go. Now we're stuck in this forever. You gonna shoot me
Yeah.
again? I've been through once. Oh. Okay, I like that. I like that. Good concept.
Yeah. Yeah. I try and make every book really different. I have another one that evil spirits are awakened through a Ouija board, and
Ooh.
they live in the shadows. So, you see that something moves in your peripheral vision, and you go to look and it's gone. Well, these shadows live in that vision. So they're constantly tracking you. And then at some point, they're able to break through and kill you because they're trying to be alive again.
Oh
So
wow.
that one's really, yeah.
So, and a lot of people count that like the something moves in the peripheral. Like they don't really see it. They think something moved, maybe like a shadow person or whatever. You're saying that in your book, that's actually like the spirit, one of these spirits.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They're called the Sumerians, which is actually the darkest black in existence,
Okay.
which is how that word, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. And
Yeah. And I just love how,
what do they do? Is there anything like can they touch you? How do they hurt you? Are they just shadows? I don't.
well, yeah, at first they're just shadows and they just haunt you. And it gets to the point where you become so haunted by their presence that it kind of drives you a little bit crazy. Um, and it's more like the one person is driving down the road and he keeps seeing something like in his rearview mirror and his side mirror and he can't figure it out. And then he can like feel the presence behind him and he keeps trying to look over his shoulder and it results in a car accident.
Oh
Right. So it's kind
shit.
of, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
freaky. So they fuck with
Yeah.
you.
And that was actually, they do. They really fuck with
They're
you a
they're
lot.
also pranksters. You, I think you have a trend. I think if we look at this, I think you might have a trend of like prankster ghosts, prankster people who go too far and end up killing people. Um, uh, and that's called the what's the name of the book? The Simmerings,
That's the Sumerians. Yeah.
the Sumerians. All right. Now, have you did you do any research for this book? What sort of research?
I actually started, well, first of all, when I write something, I don't want there to be anything out there that's like it.
Hmm.
So I actually check first in that respect. I Google like, shadows, evil shadows, ghosts in the shadows. There's the Shadow Man. I don't know if you watched Twilight Zone, um,
We talked
where they
about the
had the
Shadow
shadow.
Man or Shadow People quite a bit on this show. The
Yeah.
Hat Man,
So
Shadow People. It seems like every once a month there's going to be an episode on Shadow People. It just happens.
okay.
So it's
Yeah.
a
Well, yeah,
recurring
because
theme.
that's where the idea came from is that like I'm sitting here writing and it's like, what the hell is standing behind me?
Hmm.
Right. So I turn around, it's like, there's nothing there. So
Okay.
that's where the idea comes from. So mine is very different in the fact that they are an actual entity. Um, it's the most evil, vile people in life who have died and they kind of get trapped in this nether world. So
Interesting.
it's all of these shadows who are coming through. Yeah,
The most vile, evil people.
that's right. And
And,
they want to be alive again to continue their evil. So that's why they're trying to break through the veil.
mm. And they come through with a Ouija board.
They come through the Ouija board. Yes.
Oh, cool. Now, have you had any experience with playing? Have you played around with a Ouija board?
I did when I was younger. Yeah.
Any stories?
From that, no, because you never know if it's your friends pushing the thing around, right? You're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but I do believe in energy, actually, like positive and negative energy. And I think energy is the strongest thing in the world because it makes everything go around. So bad things can happen from a lot of negative energy.
Oh,
So I just
certainly.
don't mess. Yeah.
Bad things can happen with a negative energy with just living. Just people in your home. Like if your wife's having a bad
Absolutely.
day, if you're having a bad day, y'all can
Yeah.
feed on that stuff. It's
Yeah. You walk in the room and you feel it. it's
Right.
there. So yeah, that's kind of my belief. Like, I don't believe that there's actual ghosts per se, but I think that there's energy left behind.
What? I thought I read you believed in ghosts and dragons
Um, oh yeah, my
on your website.
biography.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I can't really explain all that. It's easier just to say ghost, right?
Hmm.
Kids say believe in energy because people will be like, no, duh. How do you think power works?
Wait,
So,
wait. So, but do you believe in ghosts? It's okay if you do.
no, no, I don't actually.
Okay.
I believe that they leave their energy behind.
Okay.
So if you
Okay.
see an image of a person, it's
Mhm.
that energy of the person.
That would make sense a little bit, kind of, sort of. It's like, what is the energy really? Um,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Nobody knows.
yeah, yeah. I mean, have you ever had a paranormal experience? Any
Actually, I have. Yes, I have a scary one. Yes, I have.
ooh,
Where
have
I
you,
actually left the house and I refused to go back. I never
ooh.
went back to that house again.
Wait, is this a house you grew up in?
No, but I really can't say anything because I wrote a story, a
Okay.
short story based on this experience. Of course, it's all elaborated and changed to fit the context that I had to for the editor.
Yeah.
But if it's already been accepted, if it goes through, this is with a trade publisher, so I can't say anything else. So I can't
Okay.
even tell you my story yet.
Can't even tell me your story.
I
Dang
can't
it.
even tell you my
Okay.
story.
All right. All right. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Well, we don't have anything else to talk about. No, I'm just joking. No, but paranormal stories are fun. Are fun. Now, but what about dragons? Is that true? Do you believe in dragons?
No, I believe in prehistoric animals like dinosaurs and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And if you did believe in dragons, that's okay too. I'll just have questions. That's it.
I mean, I wish they existed. I really do. I would love to have a dragon, but
Mhm.
I don't think they ever really existed because we've never found their bones.
Yet we haven't found them yet. It's hard to find
Yeah.
them because they're magical creatures and they just hide, just hide.
Yeah, they're probably just in the mountains, right?
Right,
That's
right,
why.
just deep, deep within the mountains.
Yeah.
Um, or maybe they're just dinosaurs and we just misclassified the whole thing. See, there's
Well,
that.
that's just a flying dinosaur.
Yeah, a flying dinosaur. We
Yeah.
just, yeah. Okay, so we talked about the zombie effect. We talked about a few other stories here. What is your favorite?
Um, my favorite, I think it's the Sumerians is my favorite.
The Sumerians is your favorite?
Yeah,
You
but
like the shadow people?
I like the shadow people. Yeah, I just like that concept and the whole book. Like, I have a Spanish girl and I have a gay guy who you would not know he was gay.
Well, that's
Just Eric,
I think so. He's a gay guy, but he doesn't have like all the stereotypical, I guess,
right? He's
things.
not flamboyant.
Okay.
He's very handsome, and the initial girl who comes into the city and meets these people, she thinks he's like Elvis, kind of. He's got that kind of look.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was just a lot of fun to write.
I
I
had
really
another.
enjoyed it.
I had an author friend who his name is Leo X Robertson. He mentioned to me, he's a gay guy, but it's not like he just comes out, oh yeah, I'm gay. He's just like, if you find out, you find out. It's whatever.
Yeah.
He told me once he had a story that was rejected because the character was not gay enough. It's like
Ridiculous.
because the editor wanted him to make it more clear why he was gay, and it's like, why does it have to be a why? Like, he just is. Like,
Well,
it just right.
and that's something I said too. I'm like, why do people have to announce it? I don't walk around going, "Hey, I'm straight."
You're
Like, who
right, right.
cares? It
Oh,
doesn't
but that's the
matter.
default position. But it's like, well, you don't even know unless you ask. You know,
Exactly.
you wouldn't even know,
Doesn't mean anything except to the person you're sleeping with,
right?
or people, whatever you're
Right,
into.
right. Maybe you're into both, right? That's fine
Right.
too.
And and that's okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, is there a story that was the most challenging? I know we talked about the most challenging concept or issue with the zombie effect, but what about with your other short stories, not the books? Was there something that was the most challenging in those?
My short stories, it's funny actually that you would ask that. I wouldn't say that they're challenging. My entire life of reading, I've always read novels. The bigger, the better, because I read like 100 pages an hour.
Oh,
So I
that's
can fly through a book really quick. So I'd never read short stories. I hated them. I'm like,
mm,
what's the point of this? I can read this in like 2 seconds.
yeah.
And then when I started writing, it helped me learn my craft. It helped me tighten my craft more, to be able to say what you needed to say with less words. And it's actually just become one of my favorite things to do is to have an idea and figure out if I can say that in 500 words.
Mm.
So it's challenging in a way that it's helping me learn. And I love it.
Yeah, that's hard to do. I mean,
It is.
take. I mean, to make the short story to where it really delivers and isn't just a drag. It isn't just boring.
Yeah.
Make sure you have that 3 arc structure as much as possible.
Yeah.
It gets harder when you start limiting words. Well, you have a story in the 100-word horror. Like, how did you? That must have been pretty tough, right?
Um, at first I was like, how do you tell a story in 100 words? But I've done a lot of them now. I have quite a few 100-word stories, and they're a lot of fun. They're really, really fun to write. It's another good just exercise, just to do it. I think there's a Twitter feed where you can do it on Twitter. Um, I'm not sure where it connects to because can you do 100 words on Twitter? Maybe you can.
No.
So it's
Yeah.
been a while since I've been on Twitter.
I know they expanded
But
their
yeah,
character limit, but I don't. Yeah. But that
yeah,
we're
I think it's
top of
240.
240, I believe. But
Yeah.
that's just character limit. That's not word limit. That's a whole totally different thing.
Yep. Yes, that's yes.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I just entered the contest for a 2 sentence story,
No
a
shit.
sentence horror story. Yeah.
Two
Um,
sentence.
the thing is, 2 sentence, and the winners would get the Crypt Keeper to read it live on video. And I was so freaking excited to do this. And I was in the top 6. And then, what's going on right now happened.
Wait.
And we
You
have
mean
heard nothing.
the Crypt Keeper, or just is it just like someone calling
The,
themselves?
no, no, the Crypt Keeper. On Facebook, I believe it's the Carolina Fair Fest that puts it on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have it right in front of me. So,
That's pretty cool.
um, yeah, I'm like, I have got to win this because this is fucking amazing. Like, I want him to read my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my story was pretty damn good
Can
for
you
2 sentence.
kind of cheat and make it to where it's like 2 compound sentences and like
Some people did. A lot of people really, really mad that they did. Can I read the mine? I have it
sure.
in front of me now. Can I
Sure,
read it to
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Just start on me here. Jason was pleased with his double tattoo in the deepest crimson hue until the evil grin turned to him and whispered, "Now I control you."
Okay. It's almost like a poem.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, yours even rhymes.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It has a
know.
flow.
It's actually better. Yeah, because it flows.
Huh.
But
That's not
I
bad.
mean, yeah, so that's a whole story. You get a tattoo of the devil, and hello, now the devil's going to kill you. So, or actually control you, which is even worse.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just waiting to see who the winner is because they've announced nothing. The people have even been asking, like it was supposed to end March 14th or 15th. And everyone who has stories submitted are asking, like, what's going on?
Are they
Yeah.
affected by this COVID-19 thing? Are they like, oh, I'll be honest,
Yeah, I'm
I've
not
been slow
sure.
on reading submissions too. I've been like, what's the point? No, I say that, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I need to read these, and I probably change my business model a little bit to, I, I don't know if people are gonna be buying books a whole lot. Like, are you worried right now? Like people buying books? Have you seen any drop in sales or anything?
It's funny, yeah. A lot of people are saying that no one's buying books. You'd think everyone's at home; they got nothing better to do. But most people are with their families, with their kids, watching TV, or they're actually like out walking and walking their dogs and getting
Mm-hmm.
exercise,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not sitting around reading books, which is weird.
Right.
But for me, I'm like, hey, the show's got to go on. We got shit to do, so let's keep going. I'm still trying to write
Mm-hmm.
mine and get my screenplay out there and
That's good.
just keep plugging away.
Keep plugging away. Keep working because when this is all over with and things kind of get back to normal, you'll have material out there, and everyone else will be thumbs up their asses. You know. Um,
Yeah.
all right. So, but I noticed like a spike in page reads for the what is it, the Kindle page read thing. I noticed a spike in that. I guess people just reading, you know, if they have that Amazon subscription. I don't even know what it is, but if they can read your book when it's on there, they read it for free because they have to pay for the subscription, and you
Yeah.
get paid based on the page reads. Okay, that's nice. And
Which I don't submit my books to any of that. My
okay,
books are worldwide. Buy them from any vendor that you want. You don't have to go to Scamazon. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Scamazon.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm
you have
really against. When I'm famous, none of my books are going to be for sale on Amazon. I'll tell you that.
uh, I mean, I hear you on that. They kind of dominate the market, though. That's the problem,
I
right?
know. Yeah, I know. I can't get too angry about it at this point. We're almost done.
Yeah,
But yeah, and that's the problem. Like, we're just putting money in this guy's pocket and we're getting what? Like, if your book's 99 cents, what do I get? 30 cents? Yeah,
yeah,
thanks. It's an ebook for Pete's sakes.
yeah. I mean, what's the? I'm not even sure what the return is on Smashwords, or is it? That's the.
Oh, Smashwords is a lot higher. If my book is 99 cents, I get like 70 cents.
Yeah. Of course, the problem would be like, I guess the volume, how many people go, and all that. I suppose, but
Yeah, I was actually selling more through Smashwords. Ugh, I can't say that. Initially, I was getting a bigger payout every month from Smashwords than I was from Amazon.
well, that's good. That's good. So it's working for you. Smashwords is working for you.
Yeah, and
Okay,
Barnes and Noble because I'm Canadian, so a lot of people use Barnes and Noble.
that's
So I
good.
get good there too.
Yeah. I mean, I do see a benefit of kind of using other markets. I've done that before as well, but it's also the. I mean, what Amazon's like the biggest market, so you got to have their stuff. I mean, you have your stuff on Amazon, on Scamazon,
Yeah,
in case anyone wants to buy it from there. But it doesn't give you much return.
right. Well, and the hardest thing in Canada is that Amazon does create the paperbacks for the cheapest price that I've been able to find, which is the biggest reason that I stay with them.
Mm,
If I can find a cheap supplier elsewhere, then I'll definitely go. But right now, I have to stick with them for that.
okay. Who would you go with? Like, I mean, I know that's a. If you did find someone else, would it be like who? Ingram Spark?
Yeah, they're too expensive. So is Lulu.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I haven't found anybody yet, but all of your stuff can be connected through Smashwords or like my website, and I have an Etsy store because I have paperbacks here for when I do shows. So if anyone wants to buy a signed paperback, they can buy it directly from me.
And my problem with Amazon is because I had some beefs with them before due to content guidelines because I had a horror erotica book called No Safe Word, which
Right.
is in there in the description. I put the term. Okay, I put the term rape
Right.
fantasy, a bunch of other terms to describe what was happening in the book. And I think
Yes.
because of that term, it was rejected. I think it was because of that term, because like when I took that out, eventually it got accepted again. But it took me a while to figure that one out, because they wouldn't tell you what it was that was wrong with the book. They would be like, something's wrong with it. We can't publish it. And I'm like,
which doesn't make sense because they have an entire porn section.
right, they do.
So,
They do. Oh man, I was fired up. I did this very short-lived podcast series called Fuck Amazon, where I would go on and look for the nastiest, dirtiest erotica I could find and read through the sample pages and be like, this is fair use because they're samples, blah, blah, and this is what Amazon allows. So Amazon says your book violates content guidelines. At the same time, they publish a book about shit fucking and all sorts of nasty stuff. Nasty things, Theresa Jacobs, I don't want to say on the show. I think you're a good person. I don't want to, I don't want to say these nasty things in front of you.
I'm going to have to go listen to that podcast.
It's short-lived, and actually, I think those episodes have been deleted due to one point in time I did transfer files to my website, and files got lost.
Oh, okay.
But I might be able to find them. I think they might be on the other computer. I don't know. Yeah. They were fun.
Because I feel about Amazon. I have a lot of feelings about Amazon. But like I said,
that was
cheaper else.
Yeah, a short-lived podcast called Fuck Amazon. It actually did get some traction for a little bit because people were like, yeah, fuck Amazon.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. They're still like that. I mean, it's all over Facebook.
Maybe I'll start that again. That's probably what I do. I'll just restart it. Restart it with a newfound energy, newfound emotion. Which, by the way, I found a backdoor way of getting your... If they did... So with no safe word, they blocked it. But because I published it through Lulu and went with their they had the what they call it, the distribution, whatever, I chose that option and it showed up on Amazon for Kindle and paperback. I'm like, "Oh, that's funny. That's funny." It shows up there now.
Yeah, because that's how it is with Smashwords too. If you're not already with Amazon, they do it through their distribution. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm already with them, so I don't bother.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is your favorite horror movie?
Oh, it's actually The Frighteners, which I don't even know if that could be classed as horror because it's Michael J. Fox and it's so quirky and funny and different. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
The Frighteners. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I don't remember much about it.
I have a DVD and I watch it all the time.
Yeah, I got to check that one out. The Frighteners.
Yeah, it was Jake Busey. I mean, just him alone is scary. Class it as horror for his face. Not that he isn't.
Right?
He's got those great big teeth and that white smile, and it's just really creepy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I will put this on the list to check it out as soon as I can. Right now I'm watching... I put it on Twitter because I do have some... I watch anime too here and there. I was like, okay, well, let me watch some horror anime as well and do some reviews on that. So I've been watching a series right now called Devilman. But I will watch this next, The Frighteners. I'll check that out. I said mine before numerous times. I think one of my all-time favorites. It's because it's really a nostalgic association with it. The original Halloween. The original.
Right.
It was like my mom was watching it. I was in elementary school at the time. I just kind of went in the room. She was watching it. And I was watching it with her. It was good. It just
really.
Yeah, I just like, yeah, check that out. It's good. It's good, son. Watch it.
First Jamie Lee Curtis was hot back then.
Oh yeah. She's
helps.
Yeah, and the remake was it was okay. It was like, well, all right,
Well, they're never the same.
Yeah, they're never the same.
No.
it was another Jamie Lee Curtis like revenge thing. It's like, maybe you've done this already though. It's H2O all over again. Come on, how many times you could do this? All right.
They just like to rehash stuff that they know people will watch.
That is true. That is true. Well, Theresa Jacobs, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to me about your book, The Zombie Effect. It's very fascinating. It's very good. I'm definitely good. I want to pick. I can't even speak right now. I want to pick up a copy as well, and check out some of your other books as well.
Awesome. Thank you. And thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. I probably swore too much for the people who talk to me every day.
Are you fucking kidding me? I swear quite a bit.
Actually, I do too. And some people in my life are shocked that I swear as much as I do when they hear me. They're like, "You don't swear." I'm like, have you met me?
I'm going to start the next episode with a big, "What's up, motherfuckers?" That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with that. That way people know what kind of show it is. They know it's R-rated from the beginning.
Yes. Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far in the podcast, press the like button, share, subscribe. You guys take it easy. Theresa Jacobs, thank you so much